Hello and welcome back to Cop Logic. So we are here with another transfer news update. This isn't anything concrete, but it's worth reporting on. You've probably clicked on this video, looking at the thumbnail, looking at the title and going, what are you doing, lads? These are insane. But there's something in this, so I thought it's worth reporting. You can see there on my right hand side, I have an article up about Kylian Mbappé. Looks like he's rejected his latest contract offer from PSG. Obviously, at the moment, this is a big thing. He has only 1 year remaining on his contract with PSG. And he's rejected a bunch of extensions. So it's stirring up a bit of a fuss in the transfer windows and just transfer activity. Now, you're probably wondering, why am I watching this on the Liverpool page? What has this got to do with Liverpool? And I'm here to tell you that there is something in this for Liverpool. How much is in this for Liverpool? Don't know. But there's something in it, even if it's 0.1%, if it's 99%, something's in it. Particularly this one. Now, first off, I want to clarify, I don't know how legit this page is. I don't know how reliable Get French football news is. But a lot of people seem to have jumped onto this, so I'm also going to jump onto it. The hopes that something is legit with this, but we'll see. So I'm going to start off by telling you that they've reported Kylian Mbappé has turned down his latest contract offer, and they look to replace him with Richarlison from Everton. RMC Sport reports that Kylian Mbappe's future at Paris Saint-Germain remains uncertain, with the Frenchman having turned down the club's latest contract offer. So that's interesting. With PSG's latest proposition, a 5-year contract with an optional additional year is dead in the water. The forward's potential Real Madrid move now hinges on the Spanish side making an offer before the end of the window, and the Parisians accepting it. Nevertheless, they are yet to reach out, and the only club to have made a move in the last few weeks is an unnamed Premier League side. Now, I'm going to go through a couple of reasons, a couple of clubs and a couple of reasons why they can and can't do this deal. First off, Kylian Mbappé has expressed a desire, I don't know if it was privately or publicly, but he's expressed a desire to play for 2 clubs. One of them is Real Madrid, because he's a big fan of Cristiano Ronaldo and he wants to follow in his footsteps. The other one is Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp. The reason he wants to play under Klopp at Liverpool is because he fancies a new challenge. And what is the best league in the world right now? Probably the Premier League. So if you really want to test yourself at the top level, that is the Premier League. You go to the Premier League to try and make a name for yourself. If you can do it there, you can pretty much do it anywhere. Or most likely you can do it anywhere. It is, in my opinion, the most competitive league in, I was about to say European football, but it's probably global football now. So, I'm going to go through all the potential clubs it could be from the Premier League, and there's really only 4, and it's the top 4. That top 4 being Manchester City, Chelsea, Manchester United, and Liverpool. Now I'm going to go through reasons why those clubs can, but also probably won't be the ones to be those unnamed Premier League sides, and just go from there and see what you think of my thoughts on this. So first off, we'll start with Manchester City. It's probably one of the most likely options for a player of this caliber, because they are quite wealthy. They can afford their transfer. They can afford the wages. They are still winning things. So they've just won the Premier League. They won they've won quite a few Premier Leagues now, but they've also won a couple of other things: Carabao Cup, FA Cup, whatever, Community Shields, all sorts. So when you want to move for a challenge, you still want to win things, and Manchester City is very much that. You can still go and perform there, being surrounded by some of the best players in the world, and win things at the most competitive league in the world. But I don't think it's them, because they've just signed Grealish for 100 million. They're looking to sign Harry Kane still for around 120, around 150 million pound. That's looking less likely as the days go on, but I think if it still doesn't go through, I don't think they're going to move for Mbappe. I think they would probably rather move for Erling Haaland. His dad's played there in the past. He's obviously, lighting up the Bundesliga at the moment. He would have a cheap release clause. By next year, it would kick in. I think it was like 75 million euros or 62 million pounds, something along those lines. So I think they would very much, if they can't get Kane this summer, they would just get Haaland next summer. So I don't think it would be City or the unnamed Premier League side, although they could have been. Next up, Chelsea, sort of the same thing. They could afford it. They are winning things. They're the champions of Europe at the moment. They've just won the Super Cup. They came close with the FA Cup, and they are a very strong side that are still capable of pushing the rest of the teams. I don't think it's them again because they've spent 100 million or near enough 100 million on Romelu Lukaku. They're looking to get Jules Koundé from Sevilla, but it's reported that they have to shift players out, whether that's because they just need the squad space, whether that's because they need to free up money for the wages or for the transfer, don't know. But I don't see them making a push for Kylian Mbappé this late in the transfer window, especially after making that sort of business. Next up, Manchester United. They could do it. I think if they really wanted to, they'd splash the cash. They're up and coming. They're sort of returning to their normal form where they are pushing for titles or they got to the Europa League final a couple of months ago. They are getting back there, but I don't think it's them because, again, I think they need strengthening in other areas first, like their midfield. They really need a centre defensive mid, and probably even a new manager, to be honest. So I'm not too sure that the pull is there. I know they just got Sancho and Varane as well, so that's a lot of business there. They're probably done incoming for this transfer window. I doubt they'll also push for an Mbappe as well as those two. Liverpool. Now this one's the most interesting because he's obviously expressed his desire to play for us, but we don't make big money signings. And I say that with a pinch of salt. We did sign Van Dijk and we did sign Alisson, but they came off the back of a massive transfer of Felipe Coutinho to Barcelona. And they were very much tactical signings as well. We got quite close in the Champions League, but we obviously dropped out because of those the lack of quality in those positions, or other competitions before that. But our lack of involvement in the transfer window could sway this the other way. We've obviously only had Konate come in, and we've already made that back and then some with our outgoings this summer. With selling on the players likes of Harry Wilson, Marco Grujic, Xherdan Shaqiri now, and Tayo Awanui. I think that's how you pronounce that. Sorry if I butchered that. But I think we've made that back and then some. Konate's fee. So it could be that we are quite reserved with our finances because of that. Because we were looking to make this marquee signing. Who knows? So I think out of the Premier League clubs, it's probably most likely to be Liverpool. Normally, I'd probably say it would be City or Chelsea, but I feel like they've already done most of their business this window, at least for attacking forces. And I just don't see it. Now, it's very interesting because PSG now need to decide if they sell him this season or if they just let him go on a free next year. Now, with bringing in the players they've brought in, obviously they've got Ramos, they bought Hakimi, they got in Wijnaldum, they got in Donnarumma, and they obviously got in Messi. That is a big wage bill, and probably signing on fee for each and every one of them as well. I don't care how you've done the deal. I don't know how you got. I don't care how. Well, I do care how you got around financial fair play, but it doesn't matter. I think if you were to do all that and then get nothing for Kylian Mbappe, you'd be pretty pissed off. So it's likely they would want to sell him. Now, if they want to sell him, this sort of turns into just a random brawl for whoever can afford them. And I don't know who that would be, because Real Madrid are financially fucked and Liverpool don't make those signings. But both clubs have shown some sort of intention to sign him, or make it seem at least feasible to sign him. Real Madrid have obviously had a lot of outgoings this summer. They have got rid of Ramos, they got rid of Varane, they've just got rid of Odegaard, and they only brought in Alaba. Now, they might do more next summer if they intend to get him again, but I don't know. They are still financially fucked. They're about £1 billion in debt, I believe, or €1 billion in debt, I believe. So I don't know how that's an option for them. Liverpool have reportedly had this sort of contract plan with him. And again, this is not really confirmed. The Echo reported this a couple of weeks ago, but apparently we're looking to sort of give him some sort of option to play for us under the remaining years of Klopp. So he'd be here till about 2024, and he'd entirely be in control of his own contract. Not in terms of wages or as such, but more so in terms of time. So, for example, he could come play with us for a couple of seasons, 3 or 4 seasons, and then if he wanted to leave after Klopp leaves, if he doesn't either sign an extension or if he just doesn't like being here, he can then choose to move to Real Madrid if he wants to, without us getting in the way. And we'd very much make it sort of, you pick the terms as long as you play for us. I can see us doing something like that, honestly. I can see that being something we would do. Michael Edwards is kind of a genius in terms, or typically he's usually a genius in the transfer market. He doesn't get pushed around quite a lot. He does sort of what he needs to do and doesn't take shit from anyone, essentially. But that's something I can very much picture him doing. It's like, we can't offer you the money, but what we can offer you is the freedom, is the option, is your desire to do both, essentially. Because obviously he wants to play for Liverpool, he wants to play for Real Madrid, but he wants to play for Liverpool specifically under Klopp, so he can do that for 3 or 4 years and then go to Real Madrid if he wants to. So yeah, very interesting that the Premier League side is in there again. I don't know how legit this is. Take it with a pinch of salt. We'll see what happens probably next summer. Definitely won't happen, I mean, unless PSG decide to sell him. But then even then, I don't know who would be able to buy him, realistically. But we'll see what happens next summer. It would be very interesting. I would say, would you like to see Kylian Mbappé in a Liverpool shirt come next season, or even this season? But I feel like if your answer is no, then you're not a Liverpool fan. Of which case, what are you doing here? But, tell me what you think about this in the comments down below. We'll report on anything and everything that we hear from this, because it is interesting. We'll report on any transfer activity from the remaining couple of days. I think there's only about 8 days, so I doubt there's going to be much, but you never know what can happen on deadline day. So yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, click the bell so that you get notified when we go live. We are planning to do some more videos soon, transfer news updates, watch-alongs, post-match analysis, just anything and everything football and Liverpool related. We'll get on. So share it amongst your friends as well. That would help. I think that's it. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Peace.